discuss the Hadoop ecosystem.
Yes, we discussed about different ecosystem components in Hadoop and what is the use of each and every ecosystem, and right, how
Right.
it is going to execute MapReduce and how it is going to depend on HDFS. Discuss these things. And today we'll discuss about Hadoop architecture. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Mukta, actually, I have some internet issues. Okay. Now we'll continue. Now I will take only 30 to 40 minutes of class, and today night again I will take 1.5 hour. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it means at 9:30 p.m. IST. Okay. Again, I will take class.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So we already discussed the architecture of the Hadoop. It is master-slave architecture. Okay, master-slave architecture. So I'll show the
Uh, 1 minute, Srinivas. I just have one question. Like, according to the course content, will we go topic wise topic according to the course content, or it will be like any topic?
Yeah, we will follow based on the course content only.
Okay.
First,
So,
we discuss HDFS, the MapReduce. Yeah.
so significance of
Hello.
HDFS in Hadoop. This is what we will discuss today. HDFS.
Yes. Yeah. Actually, we not yet started, right? Just we are now discussing architecture.
Mm-hmm.
After architecture, we'll discuss about HDFS. What is HDFS, and how we can put the data into HDFS, how we can take the data from HDFS, and after putting the data into HDFS, how it will be going to divide number of blocks. Everything we'll discuss. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So this is the Hadoop architecture diagram. Okay. So this is the Hadoop 2.x architecture, right? So in 2.x architecture, we have multiple masters and multiple slaves. So in this diagram, we have total 3 masters, right? We have 3 masters and 4 slaves, right? So we discussed actually the Hadoop architecture. It follows master slave architecture. Okay, so master slave means whenever we put some data into cluster, okay, the data will receive by master, and master will distribute the data into slaves, and it will submit the jobs on all the slaves. So master is the important service in Hadoop architecture. Okay, and master is the major service. Why? Because everything is monitoring by whatever the jobs are running in the cluster, and whatever the data we are putting, everything will be monitored by master machine only. Okay, so in Hadoop architecture, there are total 5 daemon services are there. We call it as daemons. Why? Because demons means what? These are running in background. Okay, so that means at the time of running the job, any job on Hadoop cluster, we can't see all these services, but these services will run internally. Okay, so in Hadoop architecture, there are total 5 daemons. We call it as name node and secondary name node, data node, resource manager, job tracker. In 1.x, we call it as job tracker actually. In 2.x, we call it as resource manager. Node manager. Okay. In 1.x Hadoop, we call it as task tracker. Okay. So these are the total 5 daemons in Hadoop architecture, and these are the very important services. The total Hadoop jobs will execute by these 5 services only. Okay. So, and one more important point in these 5 daemons, name node, secondary name node, and data node. These 3 are the HDFS daemons. Okay, these 3 are the HDFS daemons. So HDFS means Hadoop distributed file system. What is the use of HDFS? Storage, right? So the HDFS is used for data storage. If you want to analyze any data in Hadoop, first of all, we have to put our input data into HDFS. Then only we can process in Hadoop, right? So whenever we put some data into HDFS, the total storage part will take care by name node, secondary name node, and data node. Okay, and this resource manager or job tracker and node manager or task tracker, these 2 are the MapReduce daemons. Okay, MapReduce daemons. So what is the use of MapReduce? Using MapReduce, we can do the analysis after putting the data. Yeah, processing. After store the data into HDFS, if we want to process this data, we can use the MapReduce. So whenever you will run the MapReduce job, the total MapReduce jobs will execute by resource manager and node manager. Okay, these 2 will take care of total MapReduce job execution. Okay, so and we also discuss ecosystem components. So ecosystem components are actually the all ecosystem components developed on top of HDFS and MapReduce. So means without HDFS and MapReduce, ecosystem components didn't work. But because they developed on top of core Hadoop, on top of HDFS and MapReduce. So whenever we executed Hive jobs or Pig jobs or Scoop jobs or HBase jobs, all MapReduce, all ecosystem jobs, end of the day, converting into MapReduce only. Okay, so MapReduce means what? who will execute the MapReduce jobs? Job tracker and task tracker. Okay, so that means whenever I execute this, whenever we'll execute ecosystem jobs, the total ecosystem jobs also execute by job tracker and task tracker only. Okay, yeah. So these are the 5 important daemon services we have in Hadoop architecture. Okay, name node, secondary name node, data node. These 3 are the HDFS daemons. Okay, and resource manager or job tracker, node manager or task tracker. These 2 are the MapReduce daemons. Okay, so actually in 1.x Hadoop architecture, we call it as MapReduce. Okay, so MapReduce daemons we call it as job tracker and task tracker, and 2.x Hadoop architecture we call it as ARN architecture. 2.x Hadoop architecture called as ARN. Okay, so the in ARN means it is actually advanced to MapReduce. That's it. In ARN, the services called it as resource manager and node manager. But whatever the jobs do by job tracker and task tracker, the same jobs we can do by using resource. Okay, resource manager and node manager. Only names are different. Okay. So today we'll discuss about what are HDFS daemons, what is the use of name node, secondary name node, data node. Okay, we'll discuss about these things, right? So whenever we want to set up the Hadoop cluster, okay, whenever we want to set up the Hadoop cluster, Hadoop 2.x cluster, okay, we'll choose multiple master missions and multiple slave missions. So in 2.x Hadoop, yeah, and one more point here, in these 5 daemons, name node, secondary name node, data node, these 3 are the HDFS daemons. Resource manager, node manager are MapReduce daemons. That's fine. And one more important point here, in these 5 daemons, name node and resource manager and secondary name node, these 3 are the master services. Okay, these 3 are the master services. So master services means at the time of cluster setup, okay, compulsory we have to configure these 3 daemons in master missions only. Name node, secondary name node, and resource manager. We have to configure these 3 services into master missions. And data node and node manager, these 2 are the slave services. Okay, so that means each and every slave mission, compulsory we have to configure one data node and one node manager, right? So see this diagram. Here we have 3 masters: master 1, master 2, master 3. Okay, in my first master I configured name node, and second master I configured resource manager, and third master I configured secondary name node. Okay, I configured 3 master services into 3 different master missions. And here we have 4 slave missions, right? In each and every slave mission, we configured one data node and one node manager. Okay, compulsory we have to configure one data node and one node manager in each and every slave. That is mandatory. Okay, but here if you want to configure these 3 master service into one mission, we can configure. Okay, when we have high configurations for master, okay, at that time we can configure the 2 master services into single mission. Okay, actually in 1.x Hadoop we have only one master, multiple slaves. So in 1.x Hadoop, all master services, name node, resource manager, and secondary name node, the all master services configured into only single master. Well, because there is only one master, right? But in 2.x Hadoop, we have multiple masters. So we have configured multiple master services into multiple master missions. Okay, so this is the real-time Hadoop architecture diagram, right? Yeah. So first we'll discuss about name node, right? So name node is the HDFS daemon. Okay, and name node is very important daemon in HDFS, and the use of name node is it is used for storing the metadata information. Okay, name node it is used for storing the metadata information. So metadata means we discussed whenever we will put some data into Hadoop cluster, the data will receive a master mission, and master will divide the data into blocks. Then it will distribute the blocks into multiple slaves. So master stores the metadata. So metadata information means like how much data is in cluster, how many blocks are there, and which block stores in which mission, and how many jobs are running there, and which slave mission is working properly, which is not working. Okay, everything will stores into master mission. So master mission means actually who will store that metadata information? Name node will store that metadata information. Why? Because name node is available in master mission only. Okay, so name node stores the total metadata information. So whenever we will put some data into Hadoop cluster, okay, so cluster means what? HDFS. We are putting the data into HDFS. So what are the HDFS daemons we have? Name node, data node, secondary name node, right? So now whenever you will put some data into HDFS, the data first received by name node. Name node is existing where? Master mission only. Okay, so name node will receive the data. Okay, then name node divide the data into number of blocks. Okay, we know the default block size, it is 64 MB by default. Okay, so based on the block size, it will check the data size, then it will divide the data into number of blocks. Then the name node will distribute that blocks into all available slave missions. Means in slave mission, again we have HDFS daemon. What is that? Data node. So whenever name node will distribute the data into slave missions, the data will receive by data nodes. The data will stores into data nodes. Data nodes are existing where? Data nodes are in slave missions only, right? So here the name node stores the main purpose of the name node is storing the metadata information. Okay, so metadata information means the name node capture everything like how much data in cluster. Okay, how much data in cluster means how much data in data nodes, slave missions, and how many blocks are there. And block size, and it will check the replication. Okay, and it will check the replication, and it will check which copy of replication is stored in available in which mission. Okay, it will check like that also. That information also available in name node, and after which slave is working good. And it also having the information which slave is not working, and it is also having information of how many jobs are running. Is there any jobs running? It will have that metadata information. How many jobs are running? Okay. So this type of information is available in name node. So how name node stores this metadata? Okay. So actually, whenever we put the data into cluster, the total input data stores into slave missions. Okay. Only metadata information stores into master mission, name node. Okay. Name node never stores the actual input data. Actual input data obviously stores into data nodes. Name node stores only metadata information, right? So how name node stores this metadata information? So name node having two meta files inside. It is having two meta files called as edit log and fs image, file system image. Okay, so these two are the name node meta files. edit log and fs image. So using these two files, name node stores the metadata information. Okay, for example, here I'm putting some 100 GB data, 100 MB data into cluster. So when I put this 100 MB data into cluster HDFS, this 100 MB data first receive name node divide the 100 MB into number of blocks, 2 blocks, and after we'll distribute the 2 blocks into multiple slaves. Okay, so here, yeah, after putting the data into HDFS, this 100 MB metadata, 100 MB data metadata is stored into first edit log, this file. Okay, so if you open that file, you have the information of this 100 MB data, 100 MB metadata. So that means what is the file name? For example, this 100 MB file name is something a.txt. Okay, so if you open this file, it contains the information like file name a.txt and how many blocks and block name. Each and every block having its own some number. What is the block number? For example, 1, 2, 3. This is the block 1, and 4, 5, 6. This is the block 2, and size of the block 1, 64 MB. Okay, and size of the block 2, 36 MB. Okay, like this. So this type of information we have stores into edit log file. Okay, so this is the meta file actually. So, and this is the temporary file. Okay, so whenever you put some data into cluster, okay, the metadata information first temporarily stores into edit log, and after some time, okay, after some time, whatever the metadata information available in edit log, that metadata information completely moves to fs image, and that metadata information permanently stores into fs image. Okay, but first time whenever we are putting the data into cluster, first time the metadata information temporarily stores into edit log file. Okay, edit log file. Now after some time is the default time, it is fs time. We call it as fs time. The default time, it is 1 hour. Okay, the default time is 1 hour. So after 1 hour, whatever the metadata information is available in edit log, this metadata information completely moves to fs image. Okay, so this 1 hour is the default time, but if you want to set the time less than 1 hour or greater than 1 hour also, we can set by using some configuration. Okay, but default time, it is 1 hour. So each and every 1 hour, whatever the metadata information available in edit log, that metadata information each and every 1 hour moves to fs image, and that metadata information permanently stores into fs image. Okay, so these two are the important meta files. Okay, after installing Hadoop, okay, we'll get all the services automatically, and once we put the data into HDFS, then metadata information obviously goes to first edit log file. I will see that one. I will show you that one practically after cluster installation. Okay, we'll put some data into HDFS, and after putting the data into HDFS, how it will be going to show metadata information in edit log in fs image. I will show with everything. Okay, so here, name node, it is completely used for storing the metadata information, and we also discussed name node having the information of which data node is working fine and which data node is working not fine, right? So how name node knows this information? Actually, there is some network signals are available. Okay, so how we set up, actually, how these all missions maintain the communication. Here we have total 7 missions, 3 masters, 7 slaves, right? So how these 7 missions maintain the communication between one mission to another mission, right? So that is the important. So actually each and every mission having its own IP address, right? Each and every mission having its own IP address. Okay, so using this IP address, okay, using this IP address only, each and every mission having the internal communication from master 1 to master 2, master 2, master 3, master 3 to slave 1, slave to slave, everything, each and every mission having the internal communication by using IP address only. So at the time of the cluster setup, okay, what we will do, you know, we'll collect all the IP address of the missions, okay, IP address of the missions, and we'll connect all IP addresses in same network. We'll connect in same network. Then all missions will maintain the internal communication. So based on that network IP address only, each and every mission having the internal communication. Okay, right? So I will show that one when we'll set up the multi-node cluster. Okay, where we have to configure these IP address and how we can get the IP address. Everything I will discuss with you. Okay, at the time of multi-node cluster setup. Right. So here, how name node knows this particular data node is working fine. Right. So because of this network signals only, in between masters and slaves, there are some network signals are available, and each and every 10 seconds, all slaves will send signals to master missions. Okay, so in case of HDFS, all data nodes will send signals to name node for each and every 10 seconds. Okay, so then name node understood that particular data node is working good. Why? Because it is getting signals from that particular each and every data node. If suppose after 10 seconds, if name node didn't get signal from any particular data node, then name node understood the data node is not working. It was down or failed. Name node understood, and immediately it will check how much data is there in the data node, how much data is there, and how many blocks are there, and it will check. If suppose in data node 1 is failed, in data node it will check in data node 1 how many blocks are there. If suppose some blocks are there, so then it will check immediately same copy of blocks available in which data node. Why? Because if there is any job is running, okay, it will submit the job to available data node. Okay, so that is the use of the name node. Name node is the very important service in HDFS. Okay, why? Because after putting as a developer, you know, as a developer, our responsibility just put the data from client to HDFS. After putting the data into HDFS, what happened? You know, name node will receive, and name node divide the data into blocks and distribute the blocks, and everything will take care by the name node. Okay, so that is the reason name node is a very important service.
Okay, I have one doubt. This IP address is for all the slaves?
Yes.
And it is only in the name node, no, not in the another masters?
No, each and every mission having all missions IP address.
Okay.
Okay, so we have to actually installation is different in Apache and Cloudera. In Apache, whenever we'll set up the multi-node cluster in Apache distribution, we have to collect all the IP address from all the missions, and there is a one configuration file. That file name is etc hosts. Okay, that file name is etc host. Yeah, this file is available in Linux environment. We have to open this file, etc host file, and whatever the how many, okay, based on number of missions. If suppose here we have 7 missions, so we have to collect these 7 missions IP address, and we have to put into in this file, etc host file, in each and every mission in Apache distribution. Okay, but in Cloudera it is different. At the time of set up the multi-node cluster in Cloudera distribution, everything will work from UI only. Okay, in Apache everything will work from command line, but in Cloudera distribution everything will work from UI, user interface. Okay, at the time of working in Cloudera, it will ask the IP address, all missions IP address. We have to enter the IP address. Okay, and it will take automatically. Okay, I will show you. I will show with you, no problem. Cloudera and Apache both I will show with you how the installation will be. But based on IP address only, each and every mission having the internal communication. Okay, clear, Mukta? Any doubts?
Yeah, okay.
Yes. Yeah. So at the time of cluster setup, compulsory we have to install, we have to configure name node in master mission. Okay, we have to configure name node in master mission. And one more important point here, at the time of the cluster setup, which mission having the high configurations. Okay, we have better to choose that missions as a master. Because masters are the important services. Okay, and here we already discussed about replication. So when replication means whatever the data we are putting into the cluster, the same data it will be going to replicate 3 times. But because the default replication value in Hadoop it is 3. So if suppose we are putting 100 GB data, 100 MB data into cluster, this 100 MB data will be going to replicate 3 times. So 100 into 3, total 300 MB, right? So due to replication, actually cluster size will be going to waste. Why? Because same copy of data is stores into 3 times means obviously the cluster size will be going to waste. But still, why we are using the replication? You know, suppose there is no replication, we have only one copy of data. For example, here we have some data B1. So now I'm running some MapReduce job on B1. After completion of the 50% of the job, the data node was failed, but job not yet completed, right? So only 50% completed. So obviously the job will be going to fail. If suppose we have the replication, I have one more copy, B1 copy in second mission, second data node. So whenever the job fail on first data node, then the master will submit the same job to second data node. Why? Because the same copy of data is available in second mission, right? So at that time, the job will be going to run second mission automatically. Okay, if suppose there is no replication, the job end here only. Again, we have to, why that mission was failed, we have to fix the issue. Then again, we have to run the same job again. At the time, obviously, the time waste, right? If we have the replication, then master will submit the same job to another data node. It will run automatically. That is the use of the replication. Due to replication, the cluster size will be going to waste, but we are saving the time. If any cases, if any mission fail, the job will be going to run automatically and we can save the time. Okay, that is the use of the replication. So the replication information also available in name node. What is the replication factor? So default replication is 3. But if you want to change your replication value 1, 2, 4, something less than 3 or greater than 3, we can configure. Okay, I will show with you all these things. Default block size is 64 MB, but if you want to change the block size, where we have to change? Okay, if you want to change the replication, where we have to change these, where we have to do all these modifications, I will show with you. Once we will set up the cluster, okay, everything I will show with you. Okay, why? Because all these configuration files available after cluster setup only. I will show with you all these things where we have to change block size, where we have to change replication value, and where we have to change FS time. Everything I will discuss with once we will set up the cluster. Okay. So this is about name node. Name node it is used for completely storing the metadata information. How name node stores the metadata? By using 2 meta files, FS image, edit log, and FS image. These 2 are the name node meta files. Okay. Yeah. So this is the HDFS daemon about that is the name node, and next daemon is what? Data node. Okay. So yeah. So data node it is used for only storing actual input data information. Okay. Actual input data information. So actual input data means our input data, whatever the data we are putting. We have some data. Input data in client. Now the client wants to analyze this input data on Hadoop. So obviously we have to get the data from client, and we have to put the data into HDFS. So name node receives, then name node distribute that block, divide the blocks, distribute the blocks into data nodes. Okay, so data nodes are used for only storing the actual input data information in the form of blocks. Okay, in the form of blocks. Why? Because name node distribute the blocks, right? So when name node distribute the blocks are storing into data nodes only, and data nodes are existing with slave machines. Okay, compulsory at the time of cluster setup, we have to configure data nodes in each and every slave machine. Okay, each and every slave machine we have to configure one data node. That is mandatory. And data nodes are used for only storing the actual input data in the form of blocks, and the data nodes we also called as block servers. Okay, why? Because all data nodes are storing the input data in the form of small blocks. That is the reason the data nodes we also called as block servers. Okay, so that's it. That is about data node. Okay, we have to configure data nodes in slave machines. Each and every slave machine we have to configure one data node. Okay, yeah. This is about name node and data node. Yeah, clear, Mukta, regarding these two? Any doubts?
Yeah, it's clear.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So we have one name node and multiple data nodes. If any data node fail, we can run the same job to another data node. Why? Because we have the replication. Okay. If any particular data node will fail, we can run our job into another data node. Why? Because whatever we have the replication, we have the data replication, right? But we have only one name node here. And name node is a very important service, and it is having the metadata information. If in any cases, if name node fails, okay, if any cases, there is a chance, right?
Right.
If any cases name node fails, then what? And name node is a very important service. Okay, it is having the metadata information, total data information available in name node only, and it is a very serious failure case, and it is single point of failure. Then in these cases, how we can handle this type of problem, right? So for that only in Hadoop there is a one more service called secondary name node.
Okay.
Okay, there is a one more daemon called secondary name node. So here the secondary name node is used. It is act as a back for name node. Okay, so we discussed actually whenever we put some data into cluster, the metadata information stores into name node in the form of two files called edit log and fs image. Okay, edit log and fs image. So here, after storing the metadata information into these two files in name node, and after some time, okay, sometime is again the default time, it is 1 hour. After 1 hour, whatever the meta files available in whatever the meta files are in name node, edit log, fs image, okay, these two meta files will copy into secondary name node. Okay, after 1 hour, whatever the meta files are available in name node, these meta files will copy into secondary name node. Okay, this is 1 hour is the default time, but we can set the time also here. So if you want to copy the metadata for each and every 10 minutes from name node to the secondary name node, you can set the time. Okay, so if you didn't configure anything, but default it will take 1 hour. So now, yeah, so the meta files are automatically copied into secondary name node each and every 1 hour. So if any cases name node will down or mission fails, then the secondary name node is existing to the picture. Okay, why, and whatever the metadata information is available in name node, the same meta files now are in secondary name node also. Okay, so if any cases name node fails, we can get the meta files from secondary name node. Okay, and we can copy that meta files into name node, and we can up the name node again. Okay, so in this case, if any case, if name node fails, secondary name node just provide the metadata information, but it can't handle all the jobs. Actually, name node, what name node will do? Name node will submit the jobs and distribute the data into blocks. But secondary name node did not do that. Did not this type of things. It will just give the backup files. It will just give the edit log and fs image files. Okay, secondary name node. If suppose name node is fails, we have the secondary name node. Now, if you will try to put the data into HDFS, it don't allow. But we will get the immediately will get the error. Name node is down.
Okay.
Okay. Secondary name node just having the backup files, backup of meta files. But if you want to put the data into cluster, compulsory we have to up the name node. Okay. When name node fails, first of all we have to fix the issue why name node is failed. Based on that issue, we have to up the name node. In that case, if any case that it will lose the meta files. Why? Because in some cases we have to reset the name node. If you reset we have to format the name node. If you format the name node, what happens? You know, the meta files will be going to delete. At the time we will lose total metadata. Okay, so that is the reason we are running another service called secondary name node. We are taking that metadata information secondary name node and again give to name node. We'll run the jobs automatically.
Okay, so what about if secondary name node also got down?
If secondary name node will also going down, we can't do anything.
We can't?
That is very rare. We can't.
Okay, so everything
will be two services, right? Name node and secondary name.
Yeah. So we can't take
Yeah, but that is very rare case. There is no chance actually. Secondary name node also failing is very rare case actually. Sorry, name node fails also very rare case. Why? Because every company if you at the time of cluster setup, they choose high configuration mission as name node. Why? Because name node is important, right? Important service. So obviously, which mission having the high configurations? Okay, they will maintain very high configurations and hardware also. Costly hardware, everything they will maintain high configurations for name node and resource manager also same thing.
Okay.
Okay. So that is the use of secondary name node. Okay.
Yes.
Clear, right? Regarding HDFS daemons name node, secondary name node, data node.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now stop here, and today night we'll discuss about resource manager, node manager. That is MapReduce. What is the use of MapReduce tools? How it will be submit the jobs and how it will be execute the jobs. We'll discuss. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah. Actually I sent one document, right?
Yeah, that was a complete document of Hadoop. It was not with the content we have covered.
Okay, actually, yeah, that is a completely document. I will send today one more document regarding Hadoop introduction and HDFS introduction and architecture. Okay, architecture document I have. I'll send that today. Okay? We'll go to that one better.
Okay. Thank you, Srinivas.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Again, today night means for you tomorrow morning, right?
Yeah. So your 9:30 means my 12 o'clock in the noon.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. we'll meet again. Okay.
And happy Diwali.
Yeah, thank you. Wish you the same.
Yeah.
Where you are from basically? India?
I'm from Haryana.
Haryana. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey, happy Diwali.
Thank you. Yes.
Mm.